The events that happen within the Pixar universe has led to so many questions being asked about Boo. Who are her parents? What happened to her after the movie? Do we see her anywhere else? Is she a super? We get hit with questions like this all the time, so today we are going to go over everything that we know about Boo and see if anything rises to the surface. That a character that can say like one word has become so popular and so important to the Pixar universe. I guess she did have that one-hit single though.
Sitting shout along, and all one hears was calm. They would lemon long.
That is gonna be stuck in my head all day. Okay, so Boo first appears in Monsters, Inc. She is 2 years old, and her real name is Mary Gibbs. She, of course, wears a pink shirt and has black hair and pigtails. She owns several Pixar Easter eggs, including a Luxo ball, Finding Nemo toy, and Jessie doll. Otherwise, her room is decorated with a couple of mobiles? Mobiles? What is the thing that hangs over a crib and spins in circles?
Mobile.
For the sake of this video, we're going with mobiles. Various other toys, crayon drawings she has apparently done herself, and probably most noteworthy, a closet door with pink flowers on it. Her monster is Randall, and she lives a few days in the monster world, surviving off a diet of Fruit Loops. She was the intended test subject of Randall's scream-sucking machine, and her involvement eventually leads to his banishment to the human world and the conversion of Monsters, Inc. use of screams to laughter. Those are the basics, and as the Pixar theory goes, she eventually goes on to be the witch in Brave. So the question is, what did she do between ages 2 and 100? One of the most common questions we get is whether or not we see her in any of the other Pixar movies, and sure enough, there are a few good candidates. The most popular one is this little girl in Toy Story 3, who happens to look a lot like Boo and is playing with a kitty toy that has the same color scheme as Sully, which is significant because Boo calls Sully
Kitty.
I love the idea that this is her. It matches up so nicely, and it explains the Jessie doll, and the kitty toy is such a nice reference to Sully. The only problem is that Lee Unkrich from Pixar has specifically stated that this girl is not Boo. So there you go. The next candidate we get a lot of is Bonnie Anderson, also from Toy Story 3. Although I'm not sure why, other than the fact that they are both dark-haired little girl main characters of their movies. Although she does have a Sully-themed toilet seat cover. But the obvious problem with that is that Boo's name is Mary Gibbs, and Bonnie's name is, well, Bonnie. The last suspect is none other than Violet Parr from The Incredibles, again probably somewhat due to the dark hair, but also a possible display of powers. First of all, if she is the witch, then maybe she didn't learn the magic, but was always capable of it because she's a super. And second, because at various points in Monsters, Inc., she becomes oddly evasive as if she has teleporting or super speed powers. For example, Sully drops her in her room and bam, right behind him. Obviously hiding in one toilet stall, and bam, in another. Dropped on the bed, run to the bathroom, flushes stuff down the toilet, and bam, on his back. Sully even suggests she may have powers himself.
Did she turn invisible?
The powers don't exactly match up with Violet, but it's hard to say how powers in super babies work. All the other supers in The Incredibles just have one power: super strength, elasticity, speed, and Violet actually has two: force fields and invisibility. Jack-Jack, on the other hand, has too many to count. He can transform into fire, into a monster, into heavy metals, he can levitate, create portals, and he has laser vision. Okay, 6 powers. I guess that's easy to count too. Either way, either his power is just being a Swiss Army knife of abilities, or his body just hasn't settled on one yet because his personality hasn't finished developing yet. After all of the other supers' powers seem to match their personalities. So Boo could be a young Violet that hasn't settled on her powers yet. But names. Boo's name is Mary Gibbs, and Violet's name is, well, Violet. Actually, we thought we were on to something for a second there, because even in The Incredibles, Rick Dicker says,
Erase memories, relocate your family. Every time it gets harder.
So we thought maybe The Incredibles' names might have been changed a few times, but even at Mr. Incredible's wedding, he goes by Robert Parr, so no dice. But that might not be the end of the theory. Fellow YouTube theorist Seamus Gorman came up with a pretty solid argument that Violet might be Boo's mother. If she gets married, obviously her name would change and she could give birth to a Mary Gibbs, thus solving the name problem. The question is, who is Mr. Gibbs? But we will not spoil the end of Seamus' theory here. If you would like to check it out, be sure to click the card. The good news is The Incredibles 2 comes out in 2018, so hopefully we can get some kind of confirmation. Our only real concern with that theory is this set of posters in this unnamed child's room. All three of the posters in this room were debuted by Walt Disney himself in 1955 for Tomorrowland in Disneyland. We know in The Incredibles that Violet is 14 years old and the movie takes place in 1962, meaning that her birthday would have been in 1948. If the posters in the room are representative of the year in the human world at that time, it would take place in the mid-50s. So Violet would be between the ages of 7 and 9 and likely not have a child, especially since she didn't have one in The Incredibles. Now, of course, it is possible that that particular room is just decorated with vintage Disney posters, but we do see another poster from that same series in a different room. And it just seems unlikely that two kids would both be sporting vintage Disney posters. But while on the topic of wall art in kids' bedrooms, let's go back to Boo's room because there is a lot of stuff worth exploring. First, this lovely drawing of flowers with names over it. The first one being Mary and then Katie. One is completely unintelligible and the last one is maybe Pop? Guessing this is probably a family drawing of some sort, so it is very possible that Mary has an older sister named Katie. What's also super weird about this drawing is that it moves on the wall from the time that Boo leaves the human world and returns from the monster world. Literally trades places with the horse picture next to it. And that's not the only thing that changes. The teddy bear is now on the floor, there is a Finding Nemo toy on the bed, and a Jessie doll on the table. Yes, Sully did knock some stuff around, including the now missing Fishmobile, but he didn't touch any of those things. It's times like these I wish there was just the slightest suggestion from Pixar that toys could move. Oh well. Seriously though, even the toys moving doesn't explain the artwork switching places. That's still a mystery. Especially because this is an animated movie. The set was built. It's easier to leave things where they are than it is to move them. And finally, we want to bring up an unusual sighting from a local Super Carlin friend, Brennan. This drawing. The girl with the flower tattoo. Or shirt. It's probably a shirt. She's probably wearing a shirt. The girl with the flower shirt. We bring it up because it also makes an appearance in the most unlikely of places. But I bet you know the address. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Look familiar? And it's not just that one. Look at the speckled beast above it. The other drawing in the dentist office looks pretty similar. Now, those might not be the exact same sheets of paper. In fact, our flower girl at the dentist office actually has a name written on it. But Boo definitely could have drawn multiples. In fact, we aren't even speculating. Look at the drawing on the easel in her bedroom. And now the one next to her closet door. Same drawing. The point is, one way or another, P. Sherman was definitely the recipient of a Boo drawing. I mean, it's not possible that Boo could be. She couldn't be. Boo couldn't be Darla, could she? Oh my god. They both even kind of look the same. They both have those pigtails. And look how many of Boo's toys P. Sherman has in the lobby. It's the same Jack-in-the-Box, the same clown, the Luxo ball, the teddy bear, the sailboat. And oh my god, above his chair, is that the missing Fishmobile? What? No. What? No, it really can't. Names, guys, names. Boo's name is Mary, and Darla's name is, well, Darla. 2 people, 3 names. It's not that complicated. What is complicated is just how Boo and the dentist are connected. At the moment, we don't know. It's our new Emma Jean, but it is now our life's mission to get to the bottom of it. In the meantime, if you guys have any thoughts or suggestions, be sure to let us know in the towel section down below or on Twitter. For my question of the day, did we get any of you guys for like just a second that maybe Boo was Darla? Guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more Pixar mysteries from us, you can click right here to see